So I want to talk a little bit about how the energy is coming into these paintings and working together with each other, and then how that affects your day-to-day life, and how your day-to-day life then gives you information back about what's happening in the paintings. So it's a unified process. It's a multidimensional process that you're working with through your art, that is also affecting your art in a way that it can affect others should they wish to receive the complex light codes that come from working through this process with your whole being. So I have found that I put them up in my kitchen where they work together. So this one and this one were started at the same time, and it's been a process of really trusting why I would want to start several paintings at once or in close proximity to each other. And you know, I do now understand through doing this for years now that they're working together, and they're different layers or different components, and sometimes even different dimensions. This also means that the paintings can be printed up into canvases or onto products for specific purposes that are part of a greater purpose. So I find different colours and different energies move between the paintings, just as they do in your life when what you're eating and what you're drinking is affecting your being as much as what you're watching on television and what you're engaging with. Everything you're engaging with is coming from an aspect of you, and you're on a soul journey, a soul purpose through everything in your life. Nothing is really, although things can be separate and compartmentalized, in essence it's all part of you and part of your earthly experience and your multidimensional experience expressing itself through your day-to-day reality. So this painting, just a quick summary of this, appeared to be connected to a QHHT session I had where I connected directly with some star beings and then some angelics. And I was told that as part of the ascension process, very rapidly at the moment, we're upshifting into a buffer zone that's been created by the angelics, where the earth then gets cleansed and cleared by the angelics, also by the dragons. And that dragon, as I painted these lower wings here, I could start to see dragons appearing. Whilst the angelics were up here clearing, the dragons were down here. This I was feeling was Shambhala. I'm also thinking that this is perhaps heaven on earth, which is the 5D earth that we'll be shifting into. And this angelic being with the trumpet heralding the awakening and the call to upshift is starting to appear here. So there's arms, trumpet, head. This is all intuitively added in time when the paintings have shed codes and different light codes coming in through transmissions and things like that. Different information comes through my day-to-day life to show me where we're up to. Even listening to other people's transmissions. This came in at the eclipse, which I listened to a message from another light worker who was talking about the dragons coming in and activating the Kundalini, and that's when I could see them more clearly in the painting. So at the same time this one was being created, and I painted over the top of a canvas that already had the words printed on it: hello sunshine, goodbye rain, happy days are here again. So it's obviously a coming in of the summer, letting go of the winter, coming in of the light, letting go of the dark, coming in of the flowers. These flowers were inspired by this, which are in a pot that has light codes in it because I created the pot out of clay. And the butterfly wings and the angel wings were very, very strong. So these butterfly wings are change. They're purity, they're bright, lifting up as butterflies do, but change, metamorphosis. So they're shifting the winter to the summer, they're shifting the density to the light, they're shifting the lower dimension to the higher dimension, the 3D to the 5D. So this only just came in yesterday at the time of bringing in a Archangel Ariel transmission. With her transmission, I was very strongly inspired to create this painting. And not only that, but I also know that I need to create a 3D tea light angel, which I have seen already in my mind and am getting the inspiration in my heart to do when I can get to it. I could really see these golds, pinks and whites colours and flowers. I can see them with florals as well. So I made this out of hot glue. I have a hot glue gun. And as I put them on, I then put a liquid pouring paint over the top. And once it dried, I then went over with silver over the wings and the body and the face. And then also some opalescent white, metallic white. And then I could just see all these hearts. So these wings are made of hearts. That's all we can see in the 3D. The rest of the angel is translucent in the other dimensions. She's got 6 sets of wings. These ones are in another dimension. So there's a swan down here that I saw come out of the background. There's a moon here that came out of the background, and that is a lion. There's the 2 little nose bits in the mouth and the eyes. So I'm going to bring those forward. When I looked up Archangel Ariel, she is the lioness of God. So that's what the lion is. She helps all the animals and the flowers. Like I see these as flowers. She's blowing these light codes of love, which is what the transmission was about as well. And I see them as flowers as well, and seeds like dandelion pods. She also is associated with the moon. And I can see that there's naturally like these blowing out of her mouth. And when I put the glue gun out there as a general idea of where her face would be, it has naturally made a couple of eyes, a little nose and a mouth. Which, yeah, I'm just leaving as is because that's just organically formed there. I was guided to put some rose quartz crystals and some opalite and a bit of fluorite in there as well. She also looks quite different in the night, but you can see this dark kind of bluey purple color here, and this looks like forest, like she's in a forest with some water and a lake and a swan. So I'm going to leave it fairly abstract like that. I'll just put some more love hearts on her wings and some bring out the lion and the swan a little bit more, touch up the moon, and maybe put a couple of flowers here. There are love hearts, but I might put some flowers as well. I'm going to create a flower separately, and then the light codes. Once I've got the light codes for that in my energy field, I will then put some flowers on here. So as she came in, and take note of these blues in the background, which are the same as these blues here, which is the 3D earth that's being cleansed and cleared and upgraded by the angelics and the dragons. Notice how this wasn't on purpose. I took this away. I was guided to put these colors on, and it actually naturally, it's like smoke. So these fire and then smoke coming up and clearing and transmuting, and the butterflies are clearing and transmuting the smoke, the density, the toxicity, and then there's this pink energy coming through. So this won't finish like this. This will get more blues and pinks across it. But I love how it looks like smoke. And like those butterflies, they're still doing their work, purifying. This one also has all the same crystals as well as some amazonite, which brings prosperity as well. So yeah, this is very much in keeping with what the energy of that painting is, which is hello sunshine, goodbye rain, happy days are here again. It's bringing in the happiness, it's bringing in the joy, and it's cleansing and elevating. When that's finished, that feels like that's going to go as canvas prints, as well as probably necklaces, probably coasters, probably mugs and water bottles for cleansing and uplifting and elevating, so that people can receive those energies that way. This one feels like it's gonna be the master one, and what I mean by that is it's the core one that has a lot of paintings related to it and sharing codes with it, whereas these ones share their codes with less and they're more specific purpose. Same as this one. This one feels like it will go on mugs, wall canvases, water bottles, because that's bringing divine love and heart healing and heart activation. This one has so many stories in it. You can see it has so many stories in it, so many light codes, and it still feels like, if we're looking at it in terms of astrology, there are planets on the outside like Pluto and Neptune and Uranus, and they move very, very slowly. So they move through, it takes them like 10 years or more, or anywhere between 7 and 12 years really to orbit and come back to its point of completion. And then you've got your Venus and your Mars that are much closer to the Sun, and your Mercury that move a lot faster, and the Moon, which moves every few hours through its orbit. So it feels almost like these paintings are the smaller ones that are more specific and move more quickly, whereas these ones take longer, more presence, connect with a lot more things as they move through, collect a lot of energies, and they're more complex paintings. And I have found very much that that's what happens with my paintings. So I have a lot of series of paintings connected to many other paintings, and they're in little families. So what I'm encouraging you to do is really take notice of these things when you're painting. How are they connected to other paintings? How are they connected to phases or seasons of your life, or things that you're working through? What kind of synchronicities and signs and information is coming up? It's actually quite a nice idea to make a diary of these. I have one on my phone on an app called Journal, but you also could write them down, take photos, stick photos in of what's going on around each painting. That makes it easier when you're working out, is this just to stay as an original, to be sold as an original? Is it one I'm going to keep? Is it one that I'm going to do something with and make available for others to receive the energies? And how am I going to do that? And it's just paying attention, noticing, feeling it out. So the other thing to say I just remembered is this was some probiotic liquid that I made. So it already has a lot of codes in it. Because I made it, and I was making it with energy and presence and light language. And that's from a while ago. And it's been in the fridge fermenting, and it has been there feeding probiotics into this process. So so that's, at the level of bacteria and good bacteria in your body to help digestion, and digestion is energetic as well, isn't it? So symbolically, this is energetically digesting the changes, the shifts. When we're digesting, we're taking in what we need that's nourishing for our body, and we're releasing that which isn't. So there's a process of that energy in it as well. It's hard to remember all of these things as you go along, especially if it takes you quite a long time to create your paintings, if you're really riding the energy and moving with the energy. Writing it down or recording it on a voice recorder is a good idea. So after receiving the light codes on the energetic level for this one, which was a heart activation and an emotional clearing, I felt a clearing out of grief, depression, anywhere where I felt unloved or where there wasn't love in my life or abandoned. Those kind of feelings started really coming up to the surface as this real opening to love came in, and to receiving that love that is abundant and around us and available to us all the time, which was really what activated this cleansing here. And then the next message was from Archangel Raphael, which was more of a physical level. And this was around a similar time that this probiotic energy was coming into the painting. So just side note there that the energy comes in from a lot of different things that are part of your energy field if they're relevant to the process. So I've had all sorts of things come in there, and they often, you can subtly see them in the background. But with the Archangel Raphael, it was about noticing what's going on in your physical world, so using your physical senses and how that makes you feel and how that sits with your whole being. And as you notice that, smells, sounds, feelings, emotions, sights, there was a cleansing. So he sent cleansing energy in, cleared through anything that felt uncomfortable or not good, whilst being conscious of what you're feeling, and then brought peace into that. And the message was to really listen to your body, because it's been informed of what it needs to help it recover and heal and upshift and access peace and love. And so with that, I felt this really strong feeling to go outdoors, to do a little bit of light exercise, to buy vitamins, and very specific vitamins. So I feel that this is also very much about connecting to that listening and that knowing and that resourcing, that re-nourishing, as well as cleansing, and just being really in tune with your body, but also all multidimensional levels of your being. So thanks for listening, and I hope that has given you a bit more information about how multidimensional art works together with your life, what you're moving through, and your processes, and also how it helps you to develop your listening skills and your presence in your day-to-day life as you pay attention to your senses, to what you're perceiving, to how everything in your life is connected, and how everything is part of the movement of your spirit through your body, through your life, and even through your spiritual evolution, and how it can also really help you to open up your more psychic senses to connect to those multidimensional parts of yourself.